I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have consent agenda. Anybody have anything they would like to have removed from the consent agenda at this time? Okay, moving on, we have special activities. Before we do that, this involving the drug task force, I'd like to entertain a motion to pay our annual money to the drug task force, which is $15,000. And we have that check here that Russ has written, so we can hand that over to John. Is there a motion to pay our annual drug task force money?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Ms. Haley?
Oh, we didn't think that was...
Is this a shakedown?
Thank you, sir.
If you would,
Get up, leave now.
Exactly.
Thanks, fellas.
Would it be okay if I take that before?
Yeah. We don't like what we hear, you might want to.
Actually, you got your money, you can just leave. Thank you very much. Well, it's great to see everyone again this year. As you know, we skipped last year all around the county just to try to deal with all that chaos. There were a lot of different rules in different jurisdictions, so it was just easier to kind of skip it last year. But it's great to be back around. So thank you for allowing me just a couple minutes. I have distributed our annual report. Of course, as always, it looks about the same. The information, a lot of it is the same because I like to keep just some generic information about our overall foundation for folks that aren't familiar with who we are and what we do. Our activity is obviously different. That is listed in there, but hopefully you'll have a few minutes to look at that later on. I'd like to just touch on a couple things. For those who don't know, we are a multi-jurisdictional drug task force. We remain a multi-jurisdictional drug task force. That is what we have always been. Our primary areas of operation are still Warren County and the city of Wilmington over in Clinton County. They've been with us for a long time. So a high number of our investigations involve drug traffickers that are coming into our area from outside of our home jurisdiction here. So, and I think everybody's gotten used to hearing that over the last 5-6 years. It's really changed a lot. Become a lot more challenging on the drug task force side of things as our drug traffickers from Dayton, Cincinnati have identified how many customers they have in many jurisdictions in Southwest Ohio. So become very fluid, and we were talking before, and some of us I was trying to explain how much time our detectives now spend in everybody's jurisdiction, because our addicted population is traveling to meet drug traffickers who are driving down from Dayton, driving up from Cincinnati, and they'll hit 5-6 jurisdictions in half a day and be selling to our addicted population in a lot of public locations. That's been the trend over the last several years, so it's become quite a challenge for us. Our task force remains part of the HIDA program. HIDA stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area. If you remember, that requires the collaboration of federal, state, and local law enforcement. So we still have that team dynamic under our roof. It really is the only way, especially nowadays, to target drug trafficking activities. That multi-jurisdictional approach that allows us to literally go where we need to go to target drug traffickers that are impacting our home jurisdiction. So force multiplier for all of us. There's not a single law enforcement agency in this county who could put the number of bodies we have every day that do nothing but target drug traffickers that are impacting our area. So I continue as the task force commander to report to the policy board. We have 16 agencies represented on our policy board. Obviously, Clifton Township, Chief Terrell has been on the board for a long time. One of my many bosses, sheriff, prosecutor as well. They provide oversight, input, direction, establish and maintain our policies. We have monthly meetings. In fact, we have one next Tuesday. where the board gets brought up to speed on just task force activities overall, status of grants and things like that. If there's a particular issue in a jurisdiction that a chief wants us to address, those are times when we discuss those things. It really is a great way, and it's an equal playing field. We have a great policy board, and I'm not just saying that because the chief's sitting here, but it's a fantastic way to operate and keep this partnership going across the county. Personnel in 2021, we had 21 people full-time from 13 different law enforcement agencies, and they're all listed in your annual report. Again, federal, state, and local law enforcement. That makeup of our teams, our investigators. We still have a uniform interdiction team from the Highway Patrol, which becomes more valuable every year because, as I said, as we're traveling around our county and other counties in Southwest Ohio, they come right with us. So it is really nice to be able to have a marked car and a uniform person that is with us because things happen pretty quickly. We make a determination we need to do something to have uniform support no matter where we are. It's been great to have them as part of our team. 2021 activity, we had 669 new cases and tips, 300 felony arrests, 101 misdemeanor arrests. Our uniform team made 1,501 traffic stops, deployed their canine 110 times, seized 64 firearms, executed 122 search warrants. So another busy year for us, and as everyone knows, there's a lot of great things that come with our growing population, but unfortunately with that, a certain percentage of our population fights addiction, and therefore drug traffickers will be around and will be targeting those folks, and that's what we're here to work against. Primary drug threats in 2021, again, were methamphetamine and fentanyl. It seems like that's what we're dealing with just about every day, all day. If you recall, it's been in our annual report for the last couple of years, but as the task force commander, I have to report to the Ohio Department of Public Safety once a week regarding our drug seizures, and that happens statewide so that we can see different drug trends and see what's happening in other counties. Warren County, we had the 13th highest meth seizures, 10th highest fentanyl seizures. Prescription drug seizures for 2021, we led the state in prescription drug seizures. The highest amount of prescription drugs seized in 2021 came from this county. I will say that was primarily one investigation. It was an international prescription drug organization that was shipping inbound packages into Deerfield Township, and then they would be distributed from there. So those level of cases impact not only where that package came in, but obviously not just our county, but all over Southwest Ohio and actually multiple states. So our funding, thank you for your contribution and your support. I have no new message regarding our funding. We still operate off of various grants, several grants that continue to be an ongoing roller coaster ride. We'll have an increase in this one, a decrease in this one. The contributions that our task force receives from Crow Creek Township and other jurisdictions in this county, they account for about 30% of our overall operating budget to keep us active and keep us doing what we do. So just thank you for this partnership, and thank you for staying on our team. Chief, thank you for what you do to help us, and I hope you'll let me come back next year and do the same thing. Probably won't be good news once again, but we're out doing what I hope you guys want us to do. And I feel like we're making an impact, but some days it doesn't seem like much, but we're continue to keep pushing forward. So glad to take any questions if you have any.
Anything? Well, we appreciate what you're doing. It and you hope it's making an impact. In fact, I believe that it is.
I think it is.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We have public comment. Think care.
Thanks.
I'm gonna sneak out if that's okay.
You got your check.
I have the check on.
Rod.
See you, John.
Better cash it quick. Wait a couple days. That's clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, we got Wait a money. couple days, it's clear.
Hopefully he's okay with the third party on the state.
Get your check, but don't cash it till Thursday of this week.
We do have an executive session scheduled. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to recess the regular meeting and go to executive session.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wood? Yay. 19.
Time to reconvene our meeting. Is there a motion to reconvene the trustees meeting after coming out of executive session with no action to be taken?
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Okay. Fiscal business, Russell?
Nothing for today, sir.
Okay, under new business, we have parks, road and parks, resolution 5353, accepting public streets for maintenance in Surrey Ponds, section 5, and dispensing with the second reading.
It's, we did the walkthrough and everything appears to be good. The acceptance.
Anybody have any questions about 5353? Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Then we have 5354, resolution certifying the changes to the Quick Creek Township road mileage calendar year 2021 and accepting and dispensing with the second reading. So how much we go up?
It's up to a 95 something.
Almost half mile.
Yeah.
Well,
voting a whole lot this year?
Okay.
to keep in our tradition of the last years that I've been on this board, Mr. Wade, what was it when you started?
Half a month.
38 point something. Wasn't very much compared to this, that's for sure.
95, 3 of 6, yeah.
And we had,
Wow.
in those days, we had salt trucks that you could look at the road right through the floorboard to see how well they were being sprayed.
It's real-time feedback.
I think there's innovation there that makes sense, personally. Some sort of plexiglass would be a good idea.
The Flintstone salt truck.
It was. Question.
So then you would accept the millage or mileage.
Yep.
Is there a motion to approve 5354? How did we do that?
So
No,
moved.
you did, you needed a motion. Yep.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Anything else from road and parks at this time?
We're currently waiting on the county to get back with the paving, so I sent it back, before the last meeting, but I'm sure they're busy. So I'll have the final count for you next meeting.
Okay. Under administration, we have 5355, a resolution declaring personal property as surplus and approving an internet auction, direct sale, donation, disposal, and destruction of said personal property dispensing this reading.
Yeah, this is the winter surplus, and he's got this together, and we should have seen that exhibit A on there, so just a routine action from you.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about 5355? Now there's a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard? Yes. Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Anything else at this time, Matt?
No.
Okay, moving on to 5356, a resolution determining the maintenance of the specific traffic point constitutes a nuisance and dispense with the second reading and declaring an emergency.
Yeah,
So
so-
that grass wasn't growing much, but that trash is growing pretty good.
Yeah, if you guys wanted a couch and it was a college town, it wouldn't be there, but since it's on a cul-de-sac, it's been out through all this, there's other, I did talk with the property owner on Friday. He claims that he'll have it resolved by this Thursday, but I'd still like to go ahead, have this action in case that falls through, that we can proceed to have it removed.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve 5356?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay?
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anything else from planning and zoning?
Not,
I
no,
just assumed since the middle was one Saturday, they would burn it.
Well, if they were UD, they...
I was gonna say, if they were zero on, they would know that that's the proper protocol.
That's right. Okay, moving on to the police department, I have a recommendation to conduct a promotional process to fill a lieutenant's position with a probationary annual rate of $100,000 and fill sergeant's position as indicated on the support memo at the contractual rate of pay for probationary sergeants.
Those are the management requests I asked the board to consider, and I would ask you to bless that with those reports.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this action?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
I'll find out at 2:30 today, thank you.
Something tells me they're listening right now, but that's,
They've been cut off, so they couldn't listen.
never mind.
Anything else, Chief?
No, sir.
Steve? We do have the consent agenda, a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Any staff updates?
Yeah, one thing from administration / police, Steve, this is something you brought up about the intersection of 122 and Utica. Right. Chief did some preliminary, or asked for some preliminary results for crash data with regard to that intersection.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't know if you were signaling too, but, will you share with the board what you found?
It was eight accidents, I believe it was. Half of them were entry accidents. Appears that most of the accidents arise out of south in northbound traffic on Utica, loading at stop sign. A couple of favorite controls actually on the old 122 there, but it was the second highest accident location we had for 2021.
So, to your point, it seems that approaching the county for some assistance, or at least trying to say, hey, let's kick in and do something to improve this bad situation is perfectly prudent. So, perfect, we can do that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I can validate that it's not a good intersection.
No, it is not.
And that, someone's been building a house, revamping an old house for about
10 years.
a dozen years, yeah.
15,
15?
yes,
There you go.
underneath the
He's under
permits,
the
17
supervision.
by, not permits, but yes.
Strict supervision of board and other things, right?
Unfortunately, it comes back on a monthly or quarterly basis for checkups. We were very close to having occupancy. He actually has, water into the building, which is what we've been waiting for. Electric's starting to run into the building, insulation's starting to go, so.
You mean supplied water or storm water?
um,
I'm kidding.
Hey, don't knock stormwater.
No, I don't think there's a stormwater issue on that corner. So, things are progressing, obviously, it's at a snail's pace. But
Okay. Anything else? Anybody have anything else? So motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.